Hey everybody, it's Mike, aka That Reseller Guy. It's Monday morning, and instead of talking about reselling today, we're going to go a little bit off track here. We're going to talk movies. Yeah, I'm going to do my first ever movie review video. I hope some of you are interested in this. We've seen 3 movies over the last week. My wife took some extra time off work on some Fridays and Mondays. Went and saw a few movies. We saw Top Gun Maverick. We saw Lightyear. And we saw Jurassic World Dominion. So I'm going to give my opinions and talk about these movies a little bit. Let's get going. Alright, first up we're talking Top Gun Maverick. Years in the making. This movie was actually supposed to come out like in 2019, I think pre-COVID, and then it got delayed, and finally it came out. And wow, what a movie. This highly anticipated sequel to Top Gun, 30 years in the making. Could it live up to the original one that's beloved by so many people? I've watched it probably 1,000 times, and yes, it does. Right now on Rotten Tomatoes has a 97% critic score and a 99% score from the audience, and I'm definitely up there with that 99%. Now, it's hard to live up to a movie like Top Gun, especially now 30 years later. Can you do it? Can you make a movie that people are going to enjoy? Everybody loves that original, and do they like this sequel? Now, first off, the star of this movie, it's not Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is the main name in this movie, but the star of this is the aerial photography. The technology that they have now where they're able to fly these planes. Yes, these were all flown actual planes. This was not done blue screen, green screen, any screen in the studio. This was all live action done by the actors and the film crew. The film crew is amazing. The technology again. They would strap cameras all over these planes, on the inside of the planes. All the actors had to go through weeks of training just to get their bodies used to flying in these jets to where they're not throwing up, they're not getting sick, and they're actually able to act while they're inside these planes. So if you have not seen this movie yet, go see it while it's still in the theaters. You really need to see this on the big screen. It won't have the same effect seeing it at home if you can see it in a large screen format. IMAX, we have what's called the Cine Capri here, which is the larger screen. Unfortunately, we did not get to see it on the larger screen because Jurassic World had already come out when we saw this movie. So we had to see it on a standard size screen, but still, the effects are amazing. The sound is amazing. Tom Cruise is really good in this film. Even though he's 30 years older when he was in that one, he still looks great, still a great actor. Jennifer Connelly, beautiful. Jennifer Connelly, after all these years, is still a gorgeous woman, and she plays his, we'll just say his love interest in this one. Slight reference to her to where she was technically in the first movie, even though you never really saw her. We do not see Meg Ryan or any of the other women from the first movie. There are plenty of cameos in this one as well, so you'll see those. I'm not going to try to spoil any of these movies for you. I'm not going to tell you what happens in any of them, other than this one. There's a lot of jet flying, and it's fantastic. So if you like the first movie, Top Gun, you definitely want to go see this one. Even if you only sort of like the first one, go see this. Now, we did take our daughter with us. She's 13 years old, and she never saw the first Top Gun, so watching this one, it really wasn't for her. If you have a younger son or daughter that has seen the first movie and enjoys it, then they probably would like this one as well. But my daughter was kind of lost as to everything that was going on. She obviously didn't get any of the references from the first movie or the callbacks to the first movie, so definitely more adult-themed, older generation. So yes, my review of this, like the audience has on Rotten Tomatoes, 99%. I don't think you can go wrong on this one. I have not heard one person talk bad about this movie yet. So if you haven't seen it yet, go see Top Gun Maverick. Alright, the next movie I'm talking about is this guy right here, Lightyear. Yeah, Buzz Lightyear. The movie is just called Lightyear, not Buzz Lightyear. And going into this movie, I did not expect to like it at all. I'm a huge fan of the Toy Story series. I believe there's 4 of the original Toy Story movies with Woody, Buzz, and Jessie, and all those characters. Those movies are all great. So how can you live up to the hype of a Toy Story movie with just Buzz and not the other characters? First off, the voice is a little bit different. We're not having Tim Allen in there. Chris Evans takes over as the voice of Buzz. There does have quite a new cast of characters around him as well. I believe the star of this movie might not be Buzz Lightyear, but the comedy sidekick Socks the cat. This is what makes this movie really enjoyable for me. Now, the movie itself is fine. Buzz, he goes out into space, he does some stuff, and other stuff happens. Again, I'm not going to give this movie away. You're going to have to watch it to see exactly what happens. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But this is a movie, I think, for all ages. So if you're a fan of the Toy Story movie, you should like this movie. If you have kids they're going to love this movie. Socks is fantastic. As soon as the movie was over, my daughter, again, who's 13 years old, we went to a store so she could get an animated talking little Socks the cat plush toy that is now her new favorite, at least new favorite for the next few weeks. So again, don't want to tell you what happens, but it is a lot of fun, and Socks and the other characters are enjoyable as well. So Lightyear right now currently on Rotten Tomatoes 76 by the critics, so they're giving it a solid C plus maybe, but the audience has it at 85 in that B mid-range B rating, and that's where I'll put it. It's not a perfect movie. It's not a terrible movie. I went out saying that I really enjoyed this one. I went into it thinking that it was going to be subpar and some of the other stuff. You just go in, enjoy it for what it is, a Buzz Lightyear animated feature that's top notch. The third movie we went and saw this one just yesterday. On Monday, we saw Jurassic World Dominion. This one brings back just about everybody from all the original movies, except the two kids from the first movie. I would like to have seen them in the film somehow. They do make a reference that they're off in college, so maybe they could have done like a Skype or FaceTime call with their mother during it, just to get them in here. If this is really supposed to be the last Jurassic Park or Jurassic World movie, I think they should have been in it. You could have had a cool little callback to them. But other than that, everybody's in here. I actually have to look at the screen to get the full list of people. We got Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Laura Dern, Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum. They're all back in it, and they all play significant roles in this movie as well, of course, as the dinosaurs. And there is a lot of dinosaurs of all types, flying, swimming, land. You got raptors, you got T-Rex, and you got some new ones in here as well this time. So if you're a fan of the previous movies, you will like this one. Now, of all the movies that we saw, this was probably one that I wanted to see the least, and it kind of lived up to those expectations for me. Now, was it fun? Yes. Was there all this stuff that you expected? Dinosaurs eating people, dinosaurs roaring, people getting into precarious situations just to get out of it in the nick of time? A lot of that. And that's kind of the part where, for me anyways, it's not quite as enjoyable. You knew none of the main characters were going to die, even though they were in bad situation after bad situation after bad situation. They would always get out of them just in the nick of time or be saved by another dinosaur. Something would always happen to get them out of there, even though you knew there was really no real danger for them. So overall, right now, let me look at the Rotten Tomatoes again. We got a score of 30 by the critics. The critics hate this movie. Now, again, I don't think it's a 30. Do I think it's a C like the other ones or a D? I'd probably rate this movie a D+. I didn't love it. I was entertained. It seemed a little long. Let me see if I can see the length of the film on here. It's 2 hours and 27 minutes, which is way too long. We knew that it was getting long at the end. I was ready for this movie to be done. I had already finished all my popcorn and all my Reese's Pieces, so I was out of food to get me through this. They could have chopped 30 minutes off this movie easy and got it down to 2 hours and made probably maybe a little bit better movie. We didn't need quite as many of the dinosaur fights as they had. So again, if you're a fan of the Jurassic series, definitely go see this movie. You're not going to miss a whole lot if you wait and see it at home. I don't think the screen did a whole lot for it, other than the dinosaur roars were very loud. So if you're into that part, go see it at the theater. Otherwise, seeing this movie at home is fine. Again, I'm going to give this one a solid D+, C-, somewhere in that range. I wasn't disappointed in it. It was pretty much exactly as I expected. All right, that's it for my recap of these three movies. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of any of them, or maybe there's some other movie out there that I need to go see and do a review of it. If you like me doing these once in a while, something different from the reselling, put that down in the comments too, and maybe I'll do some more of these in the future. All right, that's it for today. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next time.